Green Tree Productions is proud to present Duncanville Weekly News. It's the good news just for the City of Champions, Duncanville, Texas. And now, here's your host, John Thompson.
Hello, world. America, Texas, and Duncanville, and welcome to this edition of Duncanville Weekly News for the first part of January 2019. Glad you're logged on and watching. Well, it's time for some hoops. The basketball season is well underway, and, well...
My name is Bill Sullivan. I've lived in Duncanville since 1944. I wanted to congratulate the Panthers on a wonderful football season, but they were just fabulous. But now I'm ready for some hoops.
Hoops? Did you say hoops? We gotcha hoops. Right here in the Hoops Corner on Duncanville Weekly News with all the highlights from the latest Duncanville Panther and Pantherette basketball games and a peek at upcoming games. The Hoops Corner is brought to you by James Memorial Chapel, Duncanville's only home-owned funeral home, and by Leon Miller Commercial Real Estate Properties on Main Street. And now, in the Hoops Corner, here's John with all the Hoops highlights.
Hello, Duncanville basketball fans, and welcome to the Hoops Corner for about the 27th year. Well, we've got lots of hoops to show you this time, and the Pantherettes had 7 games, starting with the Sandra Meadows Classic. Let's see the highlights.
The Pantherettes met the Temple Wildcats in the first round, and Naya gets it started with a driving layup. Then she makes this inbounds pass to Angel for another short-range shot and bucket. When Naya makes this layup on a break, it's 13-0 Pantherettes. And then when Kyra makes this basket, it's 19-0 Pantherettes after one. Naya opens the fourth with a shot from behind that arc on the floor. Nothing else new happened. Final, Pantherettes 72 and Temple 19. They were led by Naya with 15 points. 5 Pantherettes were in double figures scoring in this first round game at the 2018 Sandra Meadows Tournament. Then on Thursday night, the Leander Cedar Park Vista Ridge Lady Rangers, who had defeated Amarillo Paladura in their first round game, were the opponent. And early on, Deja Kay scores on a drive. Kinley hits a turnaround in the lane. And then Kiera feeds Zara for an easy basket. And after one, it's 23-12 Pantherettes. Want to see a real bad officials call as the Lady Ranger jumps in front of Naya, and Coach Self Morgan didn't see it that way either. The girl didn't even have to flop. He better be glad the score wasn't close. Dominique scores and is fouled, and it's 44-20 at the half. Most of the last quarter was free throws and holding for the clock to run out, and it does. Final, Pantherettes 83 and Vista Ridge 51. Next up, Friday night, quarterfinals.
James Memorial Chapel is the only family-owned funeral home in Duncanville and is proud to offer caring and dedicated services from familiar friends. Rick James and his family the owners of James Memorial Chapel and Funeral Home, have served Duncanville area families in their time of loss since 1998. A beautiful and spacious chapel is offered, and James serves all cemeteries. When it comes to finding people you can trust in a time of need, you can turn to James Memorial Chapel. No one else knows families better. 811 South Cockrell Hill in Duncanville.
And the home of the brave. Lion Terry Webb opened things with his traditional singing of our national anthem in a game the Pantherette fans had been waiting for a few years, for the game with Bishop Lynch, the Lady Friars. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just ask any fan. Deja Kay opens a 2-1 in the early going. And then after Angel drives the lane for 2, holding for the last shot of the quarter, the Lady Friars make it, but after 1, it's Duncanville 18, Bishop Lynch 15. In the early second quarter, Kara gets a snowbird. Naya hits a 3-point shot. And at the half, it's 38-34, Pantherettes. Deja Kay scores on a very slow offensive starting second half for the Pantherettes, and finishing when Bishop Lynch holds for the final shot of the third quarter and make it. And they lead 53-46 after 3. Playing catch-up, Angel scores in the lane. And when Kiera steals and scores, the deficit is 6 points. Deja Kay gets 2. Naya's 3-point shot cut it to 5. And the last 6 seconds looked like this. Final, Bishop Lynch 66 and the Pantherettes 61, as the Pantherettes are relegated to the 5th place bracket. So Saturday morning in the Blue Gym, the Pantherettes played those Plano East Lady Panthers in the 5th place bracket. And Naya scores first in a drive on their first possession. Kinley scores on a turnaround in the lane. Plano East scored on this 3-point shot, but after 3, the Pantherettes lead 52-29. In the 4th, Anaya Bernard scores on a baseline runner. And then Dominique scores with everybody in the lane. Plano East scores late. But final, Pantherettes 72 and the Lady Panthers 43. So it's back to the arena Saturday afternoon for the game for 5th place versus the Frisco Lone Star Lady Rangers. And Deja Kay scores early on a short jump shot. Naya nails a 3-point shot. Want to see a gift? Naya scores on her second rebound, a shot that was very late but was counted. So after 1, it's 17-13. Proof? The buzzer goes off and she still very much has the ball. Oh well. The Pantherettes made 15 or 16 passes before Naya hits a 3-point shot. And then Kiera rebounds and makes a spin move between two defenders to score. Naya nails a 3-point shot. Want to see a gift? Naya scores on her second rebound, a shot that was very late but was counted. So after one, it's 17-13. Proof? The buzzer goes off, and she still very much has the ball. Oh, well. The Pantherettes made 15 or 16 passes before Naya hits a three-point shot. And then Kiera rebounds and makes a spin move between two defenders to score. Kinley, rainbow. It's 34-27, Pantherettes at the half. Sierra scores in the lane early in the third quarter. And Deja Kay stops and pops a baseline shot to maintain a small 43-40 lead after three. It was a good fourth quarter for the Pantherettes as Angel starts it with a rainbow. Then adds another three-point effort. Kiera gets a 2 and 1, 22-7 in the fourth quarter, 65-47 in the game. Lion Janice Savage Martin presents the fifth place trophy.
Number 12, Angel Kelly. Her twin sister, number 25, Deja Kelly.
The Pantherettes finished fifth place this year in the 58th Sandra Meadows Classic. The winner, it was those Cedar Hill Lady Longhorns. Jack Morgan.
And I know he can talk because he talks all the time on his microphone. Congratulations, Jack.
Thursday night, the Pantherettes resumed District 8 6A play, hosting the Skyline Lady Raiders, also with a 3-0 district record. The Pantherettes have won 101 straight district games over the last 8 years. It's a slow starting game officially as the basket by Sarah ties it at 2 apiece 3 minutes into the game. Angels over-the-shoulder pass to Kiera for a driving basket. Works. Naya scores in the lane. And at the half, it's 34-26 Pantherettes. Naya drives through everybody to score in the fourth. And then Deja hits a late game free throw, but and that was the clincher. Final, Skyline Lady Raiders 71 and the Pantherettes 65 as the Pantherette 101 district win streak is stopped. Deja had 24, Kinley 22, and Naya scored 12. Saturday afternoon, the Pantherettes hosted the Lake Highland Lady Wildcats, who are 2-2 in district play, and Kinley gets the route going with a 3-point goal on the first possession. Deja Kay takes it to the house. When Angel misses a layup, Zaria is there for the putback. And when Naya scores on this flip shot, the lead is 40 points. Then she hits a 3-point shot. And at the half, it's a 51-point lead. Angel hits a rainbow in a mercy clock entire second half, as does Kiera. And 8 minutes by your wristwatch gone by in the third quarter, it's 81-8 Pantherettes. The next 8 minutes went by in 8 minutes. Taking the 14th pass of the fourth quarter possession, Dominique hits a shot from behind that arc on the floor. And to end this one, Angel works the lane. Final, Pantherettes 88 and Lake Highlands 8. After 5 games in the girls' side of things, Skyline is 5-0. The Pantherettes and Richardson are 4-1. J.J. Pierce is 3-2. And you can see the rest.
The Panthers played 6 games, starting with the Whataburger tournament in Fort Worth, and here's how they did.
On Thursday, the Panthers opened play at the Whataburger tournament, a tournament that they won 3 straight years back in the 90s, and opened with Justin Northwest, the Texans, in the first round. And Damon gets things started with a runner in the lane. Jabryant hits a rainbow. Micah hits a real long 2-point shot. On this inbounds play, Jemias comes to the party with a 3-point hoop. Jemias hits a running hook shot in the lane as the Panthers build a 40-32 halftime lead. Dunk. And Micah for Jemias. Dunk. It was 21-4 in the last quarter for a 77-54 win in the first round at the Whataburger. The Panthers' second round game at the Whataburger was against the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, and this was a close one. Sulphur Springs had beaten Amarillo Paladura to get here, and Derek welcomes them with a 3-point hoop. Derek feeds Jemias for an early second quarter dunk, and then Jemias feeds Micah for another dunk. Robert pops a 16-foot jump shot. The Panthers made 12 passes in over a minute off the clock before Derek hits this 3-point shot. And at the half, it's 32-17 Panthers. Micah feeds Damon for an easy 2. And Jemias makes a poor pass to himself. It's over. 63-53 with Jemias scoring 16, Micah 13, Derek had 11, and Robert 10. So it's on to the tournament semifinals Saturday morning. And Saturday morning, it's the semifinals when the Panthers meet neighbor Mansfield Timberview, the Wolves. And on an inbounds pass in the early going, Kenyon inbounds to Micah, who opens the scoring with a short jump shot. And when Jemias hits this 3-point shot, the Panthers establish a small lead. Third quarter, Damon makes a baseline drive for 2 and 1. And Derek is wide open for this basket. Jabryant hits a rainbow. And then Jemias feeds Ken for 2. And it's 66-39 Panthers after 3. In the fourth, Ken feeds Robert for 2 and 1. And then Robert scores on an inbounds play. Final, Panthers 79 and Mansfield Timberview 49. Jemias led the scorers with 25 points as the Panthers now move on to the tournament championship game. Saturday night, the championship game at the Whataburger tournament is the Panthers versus Denton Guyer, the Wildcats. And Jemias gets things started with a well-defended drive down the lane for 2. Saturday night, the championship game at the Whataburger tournament is the Panthers versus Denton Guyer, the Wildcats. And Jemias gets things started with a well-defended drive down the lane for 2. And then Micah hits a 17-foot shot in the circle. Damon scores on a drive. Guess what? Jemias dunks early in the second quarter. And Micah scores on a break. Late in the half, Robert hits a 3-point shot. And it's 36-28 Panthers at the break. The lead is 5 midway through the fourth, and Keon's pass way ahead to Robert. And his basket made it a 7-point lead. Lots of free throws down the stretch, and Derek hits a couple, as does Jemias. And it's over. Final. Panthers 64 and Denton Geyer 53. Jemias had 34 to lead the scores. Duncanville Panthers are the tournament champions, and with that, a $1,000 check for scholarships goes to the team. Derek was named the all-tournament team, as was Michael. Is there any doubt who is the most valuable player in this tournament? It would be Jemias Ramsey. On Wednesday, the Panthers resumed their District 8 6A play at Skyline. Who is that guy? Anybody in this place recognize him? The Raiders have a district record of 1-0 also, and Damon scores on an early fast break bucket. And Micah nails a 3-point shot. It's time. Jemias. Dunk. Derek feeds Micah. Dunk. And at the half, it's 22-12 in a low-scoring game. Lots of passes in the third as Derek hits a 3-point shot on this play. And then on this fast break, Jemias makes a great pass to Damon for the reverse layup. Later, Jemias takes it to the house. And that's that. Final, Panthers 40 and Skyline 37. Jemias had 13, and Micah and Damon had 11 apiece.
Leon Miller, Commercial Properties, is a proud sponsor as he enjoys helping to promote our DHS athletes as no one else does. Leon owns office and retail space in the heart of Duncanville on Main Street. If you are looking for convenient, accessible, and well-kept space for rent, call Leon at 972-709-7181. He will fix you up.
Then on Saturday afternoon at Lake Highlands, the Panthers took 2 seconds to register a dunk as Jemias tips to Micah, and he did the rest. It's the third District 8 6A game for the teams, and Lake Highlands is 1-1. Later, Damon stays after the ball and scores. And Derek makes the good pass to Jemias for the dunk. And Robert just takes it down the lane for yet another dunk. Damon leaves it up there for Jemias to dunk. Talk about putting on a show. Jemias off the board to Micah for the dunk. And after one, it's 29-12. Panthers. Off the rim bounce. And after three, it's 58-35 Panthers. In the fourth, Robert spots a cutting Damon and threads the needle for the layup, and it was more of everything. Final, Panthers 77 and Lake Highlands 45. Jemias led the scorers with 20 points. The Panthers are 14-7 on the season and 3-0 in District 8 6A play. After 3 games, the Panthers and J.J. Pierce are 3-0. And you're not going to believe this, but everybody else in the district is 1-2. So we got a ways to go.
Well, we're into District 8 6A play now, and here's what's coming up.
The next team's games will all be on Tuesday or Friday nights. On the 8th, the Panthers will host J.J. Pierce, and the Pantherettes will play there. On Friday the 11th, W.T. White is the opponents, and the Panthers will host them, and the Pantherettes will visit there. On the 15th, the Panthers will visit Richardson, and the Pantherettes will host the Lady Eagles. And on Friday the 18th, the Panthers will be at Molina, and the Pantherettes will host Molina. And get this, the Panther games are at 7:30, and the Pantherette games are at 7. Okay.
We'll be back on or before January the 22nd with highlights of those games and more. As we close, let's see some more highlights from the 13 games that were played by the Panthers and Pantherettes. And we'll see you January 22nd.
On the break, 2 points. Deja Kelly assists Hope Lamel.